Good evening. This is Ramsey Robinson, week 4 fluency recording. My term this week is stimulus discrimination. To be real with y'all, it's pretty intense. This is a deep dive. This is a deep dive here. So let me set the table to kind of point this out. So as it relates to stimulus discrimination, think 3-term contingency. So with a 3-term contingency instead of a 2-term, 3-term, there is in fact a discriminative stimulus that's part of this contingency. So discriminative stimulus, operant response, boom, here comes the reinforcement. All right, so think illustratively as it relates to the book. With a 3-term contingency, you have the Skinner box. The rat hears the buzzing sound, presses the lever, out comes a food pellet. In contrast to, there's no buzzing sound, lever pressed, no food. So the chances are is this rat is going to associate buzzing sound with pressing the lever. Out comes the reinforcer, obviously reinforcement. Why is it reinforcement within a 3-term contingency? Because now you have this stimulus control that is pretty much controlling the contingency to become obviously stimulus discrimination. How is that can be? Because the stimulus control is a stimulus change occurring right after the response, and it increases the likelihood of future responses. All right, so stimulus change occurs immediately after a response, and it alters the future occurrence of additional responses to be similar to that. All right, so under stimulus control within a 3-term contingency, all right, now with that stimulus, responses are only emitted in the presence of that stimulus. Okay, more responses are emitted in the presence of that stimulus than it is responses in the absence of that stimulus. Like we were pointing out, or like I was sharing with the rat is more likely to press the lever during the sound of the buzz to produce the food pellet, the lever, than the rat would when there isn't a buzzing sound, because of the stimulus control that is going on there. Okay, so when you think about stimulus discrimination, you want to think about the fact that the response is most likely to occur, all right, in the presence of that stimulus than the response to occur in the absence. All right, so as it relates to working with kiddos, the kid is going to be most likely to ask the head teacher for a restroom break, then the kiddo would be likely to ask the teacher's assistant for a restroom break. Okay, so the reinforcement that's occurring there, or the discriminative stimulus, is that distinguishing between, okay, the lead teacher versus the teacher assistant. Okay, so that 3-term contingency there, because that kiddo is reinforced by, yes, to go to the restroom by way of that discriminative stimulus being the lead teacher, the kiddo is less likely to ask the teacher's assistant. When that occurs, and just the organism being the student able to decipher between the two, now you're into stimulus discrimination, all right? Because now that particular reinforcer, being able to go to the restroom, relieving oneself, it's going to occur more likely with the head teacher, okay? Hopefully that's clear enough. Hopefully those are enough illustrations. Again, stimulus discrimination involves a 3-term contingency. It involves a discriminative stimulus, okay? It involves stimulus control. So you got layers to stimulus discrimination. I hope that's helpful, all right?